Welcome friends to the Beaver Dam. Today we're talking about characters that you are sleeping on. And I'm not just talking about you yourself, but everyone for some reason, and it blows me away. So I've been doing lots and lots of roster reviews. Obviously, I do roster reviews every time we stream. If you need a roster review, please come find me. You know, I stream quite often. You can check out my stream schedule in the Discord in the description below. But this is painful. Now, Dark Trooper is not the worst one, but we are starting with Dark Trooper, and this is the top 5 most slept on characters that I keep seeing, and it's driving me nuts. Especially because a lot of these have teams, and you guys have the teams finished, but not this character, and it's like the most important character of their team. Dark Trooper. I mean, a lot of you have Sith Eternal Emperor, which means you have a Veers, and you have a Piet. This is the third man. You don't need a, Relic Gideon, you don't need a Relic Range Trooper, but a Relic Dark Trooper does so much. Yes, this guy is good at low gear, but don't leave him there. He can clean up GLs for you. He can clean up, not even clean up, he can wipe a Darth Revan team off the face of the map. Like, this is not a guy that you want to sleep on. If I had the materials in my roster, I'd bring him up to Relic 8. He's so much fun. I love this character. He's usable until the end of the game. DTMG can use him. He can be used in Imperial Troopers. He's a phenomenal character. Please do not sleep on your Dark Trooper. He is so good. The damage that he deals is insane. Moving on to number 4. Number 4 is also pretty criminal, especially because, well, I see a lot of 7-star Malaks in people's account. And a 7-star Gear 8 Malak, a 7-star Gear 12 Malak, especially if you've invested the Zetas. This is one of the biggest things that bugs me and drives me nuts, is people are like, I've invested the Zetas into this character, and I left him at Gear 12. And I did that for a while. I did. I remember when I used to do that. And the difference is night and day between a Relic Darth Malak and a non-Relic Darth Malak. I would say Relic 5 at least. You don't want a Relic 3 a tank. Relic 5 at least, Relic 7 if you can. This guy can solo teams in a pinch. You can separate your Darth Revan team and your Malak and have a solo and a great team, or together you can have an absolutely banger team. This is something that blows me away constantly, because this was one of my go-to teams way back when I first started playing. I got the Revans first. It was my first chase, and like going through with Darth Revan, it was like, if I didn't know how to take down a team, if I didn't know what to do about a team, it was just you threw Darth Revan against it, and that was how I played the game early on. And it's funny how often that's true nowadays. It's like, oh, I don't know how to handle a Seer Malicos. Darth Revan. I don't know how to handle Adrad. Darth Revan. I don't know how to do a DTMG. Darth Revan. But all of it requires having Malak on the team. Like, this is such a great offensive weapon you guys are sleeping on. Of course, it's so okay on defense. The fact that Imperial Troopers beats it kind of makes it obsolete on defense. I mean, if you have a fast Darth Revan, you can kind of counter it a little bit. But as soon as you get to, like, a Rhodium Kyber, it starts to becoming a thing where everyone has a Piet that's faster than your Darth Revan. But, dude, this guy, a solo or a character that goes with a team, is one of the most important things you can do. Like, I love solo characters, but when you can throw them in a team or put them solo, it makes them that much better. We have a lot of really powerful characters, but just because they're powerful doesn't mean they don't need a team. And we'll go over that in a little bit with one of our next ones. But in the number 3, we have the guy, the man, the myth, the legend of one of the most powerful characters in the game, but he needs a team. So like Malak, he can be in his own team, or he can be connected to another team, and he's amazing. Unfortunately, Starkiller doesn't have solo potential, but what he does have is one of the most banger teams. You can fluctuate this team a ton. You can throw him with Darth Vader. Darth Vader hops into Merciless Massacre, does a basic, and Starkiller will assist on every single one of those basic. You throw him Emperor Palpatine, Mara Jade, you take down Rey, you take down Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. You can also do that with the Vader variant. But this guy is so incredibly good. The fact that he kills GLs is so incredibly important. I use this guy to clean GLs, to kill GLs. He's way too good to be be sitting on the sidelines. I've seen way too many Gear 12s. I've seen a ton of Gear 12s or Gear 8s that have there as much conflict in you, which is right here, this Omicron right here, and that is all you need. That is all you need to get this character going. And they're just leaving him at Gear 8, leaving him at Gear 12, and I get it. Chirotechs are rough, but this is one of those characters that you drop everything and farm. In fact, all of these characters are. All 5 of these characters are ones that you should be fitting in ASAP. You know, Dark Trooper, I could see you leaving until between a GL, but like Malak is like, bro, Malak is a solo. Malak fits on a team. Star Killer kills GLs. You can't leave it on the sidelines. So please stop letting me see these Gear 12s inside your guys' roster. I want to see a Relic 5 Star Killer. At Relic 5, he does everything you could possibly want him to do. If you want to up him even more, I wouldn't mind, because honestly, he spanks at higher relics level. He just does so much damage, and so like I'm not even gonna complain. I'm probably gonna bring him up to relic 7 as soon as I have a moment. I've been doing a lot of side farming and a lot of upping relic levels, so it probably won't be for another couple farms, but I do plan on bringing him up to relic 7 because he's that much fun and that good. He is, we've talked about it a couple times, a perfect PP, meaning a perfect passion project. What we factor in for that is something we like in canon, something that's good in the game, and something that makes us laugh, and he fits all of these 3 pieces. You know, he pulls it out of the sky and you just watch everyone disappear, and it's so much fun. Like, it's just, the animations are so cool, and he just makes people go poof, and I love that. I love that so much. Going into our number 2. Our number 2 is probably the biggest culprit, and there's a very specific reason why number 1 is number 1 and number 2 is number 2. But the reason I started thinking about this video and wanting to make this video is because of number 2. Savage. I cannot tell you how many accounts I've gone into that have a Gear 12 Omicron Savage. Like, I get it. If you only have him at Gear 12, sure. If you have him at Gear 12, go for it. Like, you can leave him there until you have a moment to get an Omicron. But the moment you put an Omicron on him, you are letting him sit by the wayside. Obviously, if you have a Traya Omicron and you have a Traya team, Gear 12, he can do some stuff, but he doesn't really have any solo potential as a Gear 12 character. You throw him at Relic 5, he's amazing by himself. He will solo CLS. He will solo General Grievous. He will solo all kinds of teams for you. He is amazing. And then as a team, he can fit into a Traya lineup and take down JML, clean up GLs, take down the sides on GL, so that way you can clean up a GL. This team can also do insane stuff if you just throw him with any Sith. Like, any Sith, he works. You probably didn't see it. Maybe you did. Who knows? But in a really, really scary lineup, if you're using Darth Revan, you can use Savage with Darth Revan. Yes, it reduces the crit damage of Darth Revan a bit, but that's all it does. And Savage has so much synergy with Sith that it more than makes up for it. I used to use a Gear, let's see, it was a Relic 3 Darth Revan with a Relic 5 Savage, and then all Gear 12 Sith Empire versus gas to take down any relic level of gas, because Savage just tanks the hits, pushes turn meter to the team, and so they're able to survive long enough to just wipe the gas team. It's a great thing. I used it against a Seer Malakos Riva team and got the job done. Don't sleep on Savage. He fits in so many places. He has so much solo potential. And I swear, every single roster I look at has a Gear 12 Omicron Savage. And I'm like, what is this? Like, keep an eye out. I'm going to make a YouTube short of me just Savage, just pointing out a Savage in everyone's account. Like, I kid you not, it's not even gonna like be like where I'm going through and I have to find it in different videos. It's going to be, I take my last 3 streams and just go to the roster review section, and I'm sure I will find it at the beginning of every roster review for like the last 3-4 days of streaming. I promise I'm making a YouTube short out of this, and we're gonna show you how common it is. Please relic this character. It's hurting my soul. I love this character so much. He's so great, and the fact that he sits in a gear 12 is criminal. Also, additionally, I have him modded for offense health. That's because I was trying to get through Sith Eternal solo. You mod him for all health, it works just as well. Just certain compositions, you just can't quite get through them as fast. I like the offense health, so you know, that's just me. You can do it how you want to. But 6-dot health mods help a ton for this character. Anyways, moving on to our number one. Now, our number one could have been Savage. It really could have. For how often I see Savage, I could definitely put Savage as number one. But the thing about the number one is that the way that people leave it is worthless. And, of course, I'm talking about the beautiful beast that is Wampa. This isn't as common as Savage. I see Savage and I see Starkiller constantly. Malak I see quite often. Dark Trooper I see constantly. Wampa I don't see as often, but I still see it. I'll still see it like once a stream where, you know, I'll see a Wampa with an Omicron at like gear 8 or gear 10 or gear 12. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Because this character is phenomenal. She's amazing. She is still great to this day, and she's never going to stop being great. She's one of the best ways that you can fight your way out of Carbonite, out of Bronzium, out of Chromium. She's just an excellent person, because until you hit High Kyber, you're going to have a place for her. And I'm guessing we're going to get another expansion in Kyber, and then we will have an opportunity to use her again in Kyber. And even now, in Kyber 2, I use her on almost every time. Like, it's only High Kyber 1 that you're ending up, like, not finding a home for this beautiful beast here. And like the fact that people have an Omicron in gear 12 is painful, because she doesn't do anything at gear 12. Like, yeah, she'll kill like a gear 12 team, woo, but no, like Relic 5, you can solo any Relic level of Grievous, you can solo all kinds of teams. If you have a Relic 9, you can take down Gas fairly well. It's scary, don't try it. I did it the other day just for fun and killed off the side guys and Gas and then cleaned it up. But regardless, excellent character, solos so much in the game, solos some really good teams, especially like Iden Versio, which is a plague and a menace to a lot of us lower players. So definitely something to take a look at and see if you have an Omicron on. Honestly, the big pain when it comes to these 5 people is a lot of the times I see investment and I see you like, I have 7 stars, you know, I have a 7-star Wampa with the Omicron, and it's like, dude, just finish it. I have a, you know, gear 12 Savage with the Omicron, finish it. If you have a gear 12 Savage, no Omicron, I'm like, sure, okay, leave it there until you have time to get around to it. But if you've already invested an Omicron in it, don't leave it where it is, dude. I want you guys to succeed so badly, and these are tools that I've used so much to punch so far above my weight class that it's not even funny. It is crazy how much you can punch above your weight class with these characters. So, overall, Wampa, Savage, Starkiller, Malak, and Dark Trooper, get them to Relic level ASAP. They do insane stuff. Just absolutely busted crazy things. Hopefully this helps you guys kind of take a second, look at your roster, and like come back around and be like, okay, I need to take a break from some of my major farms and farm some of these characters that is going to push me up into the next tier, push me from Erodium 2 to Erodium, push me from, you know, Chromium up to Erodium. Like, these guys can do that for you, and it's insane. So don't sleep on them. I hope this helps you guys. And if you have a unit that you notice a lot, that is slept on, that is not used a lot, and you see it in people's rosters and like your guild and that kind of thing, throw it in the comment section. I'd love to hear what other people are seeing, because these are the ones that I see most in other people's roster as I've actively been doing roster reviews. But I'd love to hear your guys' opinion in the comments section. For those of you who enjoyed this video, please subscribe if you think it'll help kick the butt of your guild leader, your guildies, whoever it might be, your best friend that plays this game, and you know that they're sleeping on their Dark Trooper or they're sleeping on their Wampa. Please do send it to them, because really that's the point of these videos, is to be able to help everyone get as good as they can, as they possibly can, and not let them sleep on their roster, and make sure the game's easy for everyone. That's kind of the goal of this channel. So Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.